Today, we are joined by Grammy-winning artist and producer Lil Jon. Known for his unforgettable hit song Get Low and Lovers and Friends, Lil Jon is now taking his talents to an unexpected yet incredibly important stage. He's now using his platform to spotlight health with the Get Low #2 campaign to remix his legendary hit in a way that gets us talking about something life-saving, and that's colon cancer screening. This new spin isn't just about music, it's about empowering people, especially in the Black community, to take control of their health. So let's go ahead and dive in. First of all, Lil Jon, now that we're friends, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today.
All good, all good.
Yes. So, Get Low #2, such a creative and unexpected way to address colon cancer awareness. What inspired you to remix such an iconic song for this cause?
Well, Exact Sciences came up with the idea and the concept, and then they contacted me. And it's funny because my publicist was like, "I have something for you, but I don't know if you're gonna be all the way, or will you be interested in this?" And I was like, "Of course," right away because of uh my, you know, taking health so seriously and pushing out health and, everything from, say, colon cancer screening to mental health, all is the utmost importance to me at this point in time in my life. And I have a platform, and if I can push people to take better care of themselves and, do something like get screened from colon cancer, um, I was all in. And, I had seen Cologuard commercials, forever, and I never really knew what it was. And then when I saw exactly how it works and how easy it is to get screened, I was like, even more so like, this is a great idea. It's a great campaign. And, it's a great way to get people screened for colon cancer.
Absolutely. And not everyone is, really comfortable talking about colon cancer screening. So I'm glad that you brought up some of those things that we see on TV. So how do you think using humor and music and, some of your Lil Jon energy, how can that help break the stigma and get more people talking about, getting low with their health?
Well, yeah, I mean, you soften it, because like I was saying earlier, like when my publicist brought it, it's about taking a dump. You got to take a dump to get screened for colon cancer. So it's a way of softening the blow of, and you know what it is actually. It's a really, really serious matter that people need to take serious as far as their health, and it softens it where it's easy to talk about and it's easy to say, you know what? Oh, it's an easy process. I can do it at home. I don't have to go to the doctor's office because some black and brown people we don't like to go to the doctor until something's wrong. So it's a way to soften it and make it palatable for people and make it funny, and it just brings it to people's attention and make them easily able to like digest it, like I said, and want to get screened for colon cancer.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love that. Yeah. We do often hear about a lot of our people in our community who don't want to go to the hospital unless they finally notice something wrong. So I'm glad that we're finally having these discussions about more so prevention than prevention is just getting ahead of it, essentially, is what I'm trying to.
Yes. Right. Because
Absolutely.
most colon cancer you catch it early enough, you can survive. You know what I mean?
Ab-
You can be treated. So
yeah.
that's the most important thing. You got to catch it early, you know.
Mm. Yes, definitely. And you also mentioned, just about you taking your health a little bit more seriously. You talked a little bit about mental health. So how has your health and wellness journey evolved over the years? And, what does self-care look like for you now?
Uh, my journey started maybe about 10 years ago. It was a friend of mine. He was like my driver whenever I was in LA. And one day he texted me and was like, we were talking and he said that he had a triple bypass and he's like 10 years younger than me. And I was just like, are you kidding me? And it got me to thinking, that stuff I did in my youth or bad habits, it's going to eventually catch up on you. And then I was thinking, the longer I take to get myself healthy, the longer it's going to take to reverse whatever is going on in my body. So from that day forward, I got me a trainer. I started working out, started, thinking about what I was eating more. Um, and then throughout the years of being on the health journey, I meet someone that turns me on to juicing, and I learn about ginger shots, and then I start seeing holistic doctors. People just turn you on to, when you open your mind up to certain things, things come in. So all of this stuff started to come in, and then uh 2 years ago, 2022, I kind of started going through my own mental health major things. And I started to take my mental health more serious. I hadn't been taking that serious before. And I really dived into meditation, and I started working on my meditation albums with Kabir Sehgal, and we got those out this year, and that was amazing to get those projects out because we actually went in the studio and recorded like 5 albums worth of stuff in a couple of days, and so that happened, and then last year, 2023, I when I got the call to do Super Bowl, I was like, I want to look good on stage, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go extra hard. I'm gonna get him. I had a trainer before, like way back, but I kind of stopped training with that trainer, right? So like fast forward to 2023, I was doing it on my own here and there. I was working out, but I wasn't like, discipline. I didn't have like a schedule, this day, this day. So I got a trainer, and I got the call from Super Bowl. I called one of my boys that we used to drink a lot together, and then he had dived into fitness, and he's just like this huge dude now. Um, and he learned all of this stuff about, food, what the right foods, the right supplements. He knew all of the stuff, not just the working out aspect. So I was like, yo, would you train me so I can be, TV ready for Super Bowl? And then that's when I got my body into started getting my body, dialed in. So it's mental, physical, it's every aspect for me is key to living a long life, healthy life.
Absolutely. And I love seeing a lot of like our celebrities and icons kind of go on these health journeys. We've been seeing it a lot lately. So I love that you have started implementing, as you said, juicing and working out. I mean, that's incredible. And so for those who kind of see you as, this kind of larger than life icon, how can you encourage them, to take your messaging seriously? I mean, we have a lot of fun with you. I've seen you in concert before personally. So how can we, still have fun, but also take this campaign seriously?
Well, I didn't answer the self-care part. Let me do that, and that leads into all of that. So self-care for me sometimes just uh consists of just sitting on the balcony, sitting outside,
Mhm.
a moment, a break from whatever's going on in the world. A lot of us I think people really need to understand sometimes you need to just go outside for 10 minutes and do nothing. You need a
Mhm.
mental break, you need a physical break. So self-care for me is stuff like that, walking in the park. I like to do like sauna, infrared sauna. I get chiropractic treatments. I watch TV. Sometimes it's just good to not think about all of the stresses of life, and you have to detach yourself and just release. And, so that's kind of my self-care, or vacationing and walking on the beach. Anything nature related really helps me to reset and recharge.
Mhm.
And so with all of that being said, like, to answer your last question, I think people should take it seriously because I was known as the party guy. I am known as the party guy, the wild, crazy guy. So if I can do these things and I can start taking better care of myself, I'm 52, I'll be 53 next year, and I'm looking like this. I'm in the best shape of my life at 52 years old. Then that's a number one reason why they should listen to me and take it serious because they know what I used to do in the clubs and how crazy I used to be in the drinking every day and the shots. And I was able to, tone that down and to kind of like, grow up a little bit. You can't party forever, you know what I mean? So you got to start taking life a little bit more serious the older you get because what you put into your body affects your body. And it eventually will catch up to you. So that's the number one reason they need to take it serious because it's coming from the guy that you party to. and you party with. And if I'm taking it serious, then it's time for you to start taking it serious.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're definitely a great example, looking fantastic. I totally agree. So to go from being, the 2000s party guy, your Vegas residencies that did extremely well, and now you're in health advocacy, how does this campaign fit into your legacy? And I guess what's next for you?
Well, it fits in the sense of in this part of my life now, I'm really pushing out health and wellness. So it's in this new chapter of Lil Jon. It's, you can, I'm not saying don't go do whatever you want to do over here, but you have to take it into consideration, and you have to take your body into consideration and how much wear and tear you put on your body. You can do that, but just don't do it as extreme. When you're younger, you might do a lot more. Of course, when you're in your 20s, you do more partying than you do in your 30s, right? So just to start, you have to start to take your self-care, as paramount and put it at the top of the list. And if you want to live a long, healthy life, because there's a lot of people that are walking around not healthy and not taking care of themselves, and who knows what health conditions that might come up later for them. So if you want to live a long, healthy life, you just have to start taking your health a little bit more seriously. Tone down some things. Watch what kind of food you put in your body. Stop eating so much processed food, foods with additives, and so on and so forth. The high fructose, the high sugar. Tone some of that down, and you can have a long, healthy life.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we're all about getting our audience on as I've mentioned earlier, the prevention side rather than the treatment side. So, yeah, I really appreciate you.
And
Oh,
I
I'm
was just
sorry.
going to add, our parents didn't have these conversations with us, and
Mhm.
it's great that we can now, and even our entertainers that we listen to, or rappers or R&B singers, no one really kind of told us, hey, you should watch this and that. And it's lovely that we can see like Styles P opening up a juice bar and all these rappers doing different things, showing that, okay, now we got to start taking this more serious. So I'm glad that I could be one that can be a voice. People know me for certain things, and now I could be the one saying, hey, you should look into this and look at that. When the meditation albums came out, a lot of people hit me and said, I never meditated before. I never would have thought about meditating. Or I was going through grief, but and your meditations helped me. So that makes me feel good, putting good into the world with that stuff, with the Cologuard campaign, this Get Low #2, bringing awareness, easy to go get checked. If you're 45 years old, of average risk, you can get screened at home. You don't have to go to the doctor's office, and you just send it back. So all of this it just feels good to me that I'm now in this stage in my life and pushing good things out for people that are helping
Absolutely,
people.
absolutely, absolutely. And we love to see it. And we really appreciate all that you're doing. So before I let you go, I don't want to be the one to have you do an ad lib today, but I'm going to ask you anyway. So
Okay.
just if someone were to walk up to you and say, should I get a colon cancer screening today? You would then say,
Yeah, get the color
okay.
and get screened today.
Well, thank you so much, Lil Jon. I really appreciate taking the time to speak with me